man. So good. Finally be home. Oh, of course. You have one job. Like, all of you guys. All you have to do is stand there. You guys can't even do that. At least this unicorn blanket was a good investment. Oh, yeah. Feels real nice to lay down. What's that? Oh my god. Is it really out? Oh my god. Love Rose. Oh my god, it's out. I'm gonna have to listen to this bad boy. The album I've been waiting for is finally here. Yovani Sosa Juarez. The End is the Beginning. Now this one's copy 6 for the first 100 copies that were numbered. Got autographed and also came with a poster of the cover of the album. Yeah, so Yovani has done a lot of music for the channel. Even outside of YouTube, his music's still on my usual rotation, like playlist wise. And I was very excited to see that this album finally came out. Here in his booklet, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stories to his songs, and then some awesome artwork of his own. So we're going to take a listen to some of those tracks, probably spend a minute or two on each song, and give you guys an idea of what I think about them. The first song on the album has a great build-up. I love the little back and forth of the piano keys. Sounds really good. Here, when the track builds up, it has a brief drop, then returns with heavy-hitting percussion. With the strings playing alongside it, the drum has a feeling of importance, maybe a legendary feeling. It's very overcoming. In the end, it comes to a nice cool down with an abrupt fade. At first, I wish the track ended with the piano. However, after listening to it so many times, I feel this track is about progression and moving forward. And sometimes we have to leave some things behind to keep moving forward. And maybe that's what the piano was. Definitely a good start to the album, and it gives us a good idea of what we're in store for. The beginning of The End is the Beginning has a slow build, unlike the end of The End is the Beginning, where the beginning and the end are different from each other. The beginning piano has a haunting echo that welcomes the building strings. This track truly feels like the title. The beginning does feel like an ending. Once again, I get strong emotions from this one. The feeling of trying to accept loss, like letting go of something or someone. It would definitely fit a funeral. Towards the end, as the track comes back together, it's a slow and thought out process. Much appreciated as we reach the end quietly with the return of our piano. Unlike the last track where the piano vanished, here our beginning sticks around. Although the same notes are played, the piano does feel a bit different. As mentioned before, this track represents its title very well. It leaves me with a lingering, somber feeling. Sky Splitter begins as a mystery. It's a floaty vibe. We do a bit of traveling as the track begins to form. Then we stop to catch our breath and a guitar melody starts in, which fits nicely into the song. When we're about 3/4 of the way through the song, we have a brief stop before the track comes in heavy. Then it comes to a calm like we fought our way here. We made it. We're here and it's beautiful. This track feels like a few chapters from a book, in terms of what comes to mind. The first 30 seconds I feel like we're hiding, then being forced to run again, like we've been spotted. There's a constant drum that seems to end the chase segment, and at this point it feels like it's time to stand your ground. The heavy instruments make it feel like we're fighting something unworldly. When it all dies down, it feels like we fought off some boogeyman of sorts, only to run off again before being hunted down, because we all know we can only fight the boogeyman to a draw. This is definitely a track for a rainy day. The long notes, the slow build. In my head, I visualize gray. Gray clouds, gray skies, rain, foggy surroundings. There's a bit of movement towards the end of the track, but it all gets strained in the end. Gray is about letting go, figuring out how to move forward, accepting what's in front of you, and moving forward. Whether it's good or bad, keep breathing, keep moving forward. The guitar melody makes me think of an 80s horror movie backstory. It feels like it's about to lay some awesome folklore right before it gets modernized with heavy backings and drums. stop for vocals is tempo-like, very relaxing. Then it all comes together for the last piece of the song, ending with a guitar melody accompanied with a snare drum. At first, I wasn't a fan of the drum, but now it's almost like a death march at the end. Very nice. Digital Rain plays like a spy film to me. It starts really mellow, as if it doesn't want to draw attention to itself. It's very fitting. A minute in and we get this overlooming heavy piano. The piano feels like it's following us. When it comes down, it's like we lost the tail. When the track all comes back together, I get this feeling of close corridors and back alleys, a cloudy light rain type of day in an empty town. Alright, this track is most definitely the opening to an horror anthology. So many images come to mind when I'm listening to this one. Witches dancing in the dark, creepy attics, late night moons, cemeteries, shadows walking around a dark forest. The music box start is too creepy not to visualize a room full of spooky dolls. The first strings we hear are so uniform and strict, so when the next set comes in, it really feels loose and free. They complement each other very well. This is the track you're going to want to play at your next Halloween party. Alright, so Wasteland feels like we're traveling to a battle, or a war. We're traveling through some wasteland. I see convoys, maybe a single person on a motorcycle making their way there, and I just love when the bass comes in. In the beginning of this track, it plays like a dream, very light and slow. It feels blurry. The acoustic keeps being wrapped in this fuzzy beginning. The snare drum seems to bring some clarity to the track and reaches full sight when the electric guitar comes in. For a brief second, we can almost see what Yovani was seeing before being put back in the clouds. This is very much like a tribute, or that's the feeling I'm getting, a tribute. The slower parts feel like we're floating in the skies. Midnight Moon. This is a beautiful song. From beginning to end, this is just jam-packed with emotion. I feel every note is bleeding words. It has this almost classical theme to it all. I can see Yovani performing this in an early 1800s theater. I feel like these notes come in to help ease the pain of the ongoing piano. Every time this song ends, I wipe that single tear from the corner of my eyes and always have the same question for Yovani. Who hurt you? This is the sci-fi epic I was waiting for. The loud booms just screams invasion. Millions of flying saucers in the sky, all taking formations for the impending attack. I love science fiction, so this is one of my favorite tracks. When those banging drums start in, it's an awesome build-up. This is the perfect alien invasion battle track. The opening is so calming, very mellow and chill. The quiet drum is like a heartbeat. Then the song turns amazing. Keys come in with this simple but addictive melody, accompanied by a pulsating synthesizer. The drum kicks off the quick beat of the song, everything picks up, and I feel damn good. Then these strings come in and make it feel so alive to me. The rest of the song just grooves perfect. I can't exactly say what makes this track so perfect to me. It's just so bouncy and uplifting. A real joy to listen to. I get this warm, fuzzy feeling that things will work out. I have butterflies in my tummy for fireflies. As much as I appreciate and love Midnight Moon, this is my favorite song on the album. It hits all the right notes for me. It comes to a slow end before hearing that heartbeat drum end the track. This song starts fast and heavy. It feels like Yovani just dropped us in the middle of a battle. A big sense of urgency right off the bat. When it gets to the slowdown, it definitely feels like there should be dialogue or an in-game cutscene. Right after we get a bit of silence, when the music returns, we can still hear the same song, but it feels like it's after the battle, like we're standing there and just overlooking everything that just happened. We get a nice slow start, a nice slow pace to catch our breath after the last song. There's a feeling of triumph in this track, especially when the drums come in. A feeling of accomplishment overcomes me. It's a nice track to help wrap up the album. Nice and smooth ride. Finally, we come to the 16th and final track of the album, Ambience of Life. The beginning has this mellow vibe, almost like a chill wind breezing by. When the strings come into play, it's a restful tempo. The portion of the song is telling me it's time to rest. We've completed a journey. Then we get that haunting piano that Yovani seems to have perfected during this album's duration. Now the track seems to be two different songs. At about the halfway point it begins to pick up. The song is telling me the album may be over, but the music will continue. It definitely fits as a final track. While finishing Ambience of Life, it's almost like finishing a part of Yovani's musical life. As his album comes to an end, we know the end is only the beginning. The album as a whole is fantastic. I spent a lot of time listening to this one over the past weeks, and I never felt the urge to skip any tracks. It all fit nicely. I do feel that there's a core album here out of all the songs. A lot of the songs were connected by a common theme: loss, sadness, acceptance, moving on. Many of the tracks have strong emotions that represent these. Sometimes one or all of these feelings. Even in the album booklet, Yovani says, "During my darkest times, I lost sight of who I was, and found myself slipping into an abyss of despair and hopelessness." Now, almost all of Yovani's writings are in a world of fiction, but this track description for sure stands out from the other stories. As for the other songs that don't exactly fit into this bubble, they are all excellent in their own compositions. I think they fit nicely, and it gives the listener a break from the gray or the midnight moon to enjoy a faster pace like Sky Splitter or Digital Rain. For what it's worth, I think this is a great album. I've always enjoyed movies and video game soundtracks, and this album fits right in. I know I'll be listening to this album for years to come and enjoying my favorite tracks. Before I go, I just wanted to mention a few things. I know I didn't play much of the music, I just wanted to give a brief taste of it with a few thoughts. Alright, so this video did take me forever to finish. I started a week after the album was released, which was February 20th. My first obstacle was trying to think of what to show on screen while the music played. So I asked for help with a few drawings, but it just never came to be. So I spent some time and figured using media player visualizations was a quick solution. As I got this underway, the global pandemic began and it took hold, which took a lot of my focus away. Also, I had recently had a work schedule change and I was still becoming accustomed to it. So in short, I had a lot of things to overcome. I was happy to finally finish the video. And I just wanted to give a great big apology to Mr. Yovani for taking so long, because I had actually talked to him about making this video when the album had first came out. If you're interested to hear this music, please make your way to Yovani's YouTube channel. I always link him in my videos. After giving him a listen, if you'd like to make a purchase of any of the songs or the album, he's on Apple Store and all that good stuff, but I'll have it all linked in there. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.